series, we're going to concentrate on how to consult your community. Once your steering group is formed and your funding application has been submitted, you could and should be using your time to prepare and plan ahead so that when your funding is received, you can hit the ground running, making sure no time is wasted. Much useful research and data gathering about your area can be undertaken before consulting your community. Undertaking a thorough audit of your community's assets is a great way to get volunteers involved. By compiling an index of the facilities, resources and services available, you will have a comprehensive and current overview of your community. You should also build a profile of your community, illustrating rural issues and its socioeconomic characteristics. The data you collect will help identify key features of your community and encourage more informed opinion at the consultation events. Rural Action Yorkshire can help you with this.
Consulting your community will probably be the most challenging but also the most enjoyable part of your project. An important precursor to any consultation is appropriate timing and effective publicity. Although other events may prove a useful piggyback to reaching some people, you should try and ensure these do not undermine your own tailor-made events. It stands to reason that attractive and effective publicity highlighting the consultations is a must. Everyone in your community has a right to be involved and have their say. Making this possible will mean recognising who makes up your community, what aspects of their age, health, lifestyle and personal circumstances determine how best to gain their attention, interest and availability. When consulting your community, you may need to adopt different techniques to involve different groups of people.
When you think about it, asking your community at point-blank range what improvements and changes they would like to make is quite a tall order. How many of us could reel off a list of well-considered thoughts on such a subject at the drop of a hat? Bearing this in mind should help you deliver events which both inform and stimulate opinion beyond the obvious, so people are given the chance to think about all the different elements that contribute to the well-being and sustainability of their community.
Initially, it is important when starting a community-led plan to get the community on board and aware of what is happening and what's expected of them. Some ways of doing this may be to do some light engagement. Photography and art is particularly useful in this. If you've got a school in the village, you could get the children involved with going around the village and taking photographs of the things that they like and don't like. The photographs can then form part of an exhibition later on as the plan progresses. Also, artwork of any kind will engage the children. Some of the photographs that the children produce can be used on later in the plan itself. One child had their photograph put on the front cover of the plan. Also, community drop-in events are very useful. You can invite stakeholders to these, so you can have the local councils, the police, the emergency services, other organisations that are working within the community. This gives them a chance to talk to people first-hand and find out the issues. You can use post-it notes to gather people's thoughts. Having maps around are always a very useful way of gathering people's ideas. Maps are a very good talking point. If you want to use planning for real, which is an exercise which a lot of development officers are trained to deliver, that can really be important in planning your community for the future. Particularly good on placing things in perspective. Where do you need road signs or dog poo bins, things like that, are very useful. Also quizzes, talks. If there's a history group in the village, that might be a good starting point to find out more about where the village has come from and then look at where it could evolve in the future.
All the ideas and opinions given at the consultation events will give a good picture of what prevailing topics and trends of thought exist community-wide. The next stage of the process involves quantifying the strength of feeling held about these issues by designing a questionnaire for distribution throughout your community. There is no doubt that the validity and value of your community-led plan will be determined to a large degree by the success of this particular exercise. The task of designing a questionnaire should be undertaken with due rigour and attention to detail. You will need to consider: how many questions should there be? Is every question precise and clear? Have you used the most appropriate type of question in each case? And will each question elicit meaningful and useful data? Creating the best possible questionnaire will demand these and other criteria are addressed. Of course, you should be aiming to receive the highest response rate you can. As well as the questionnaire design itself, other factors such as promotion and collection will play some part in influencing this outcome. There is no escaping the fact that analysis of the completed questionnaires is a time-consuming and complex task. Rural Action Yorkshire can provide support to make sense of the mountain of data by presenting the results in a coherent and easy-to-understand format. Using specialist software, we can produce summary reports and detailed executive data analyses, so you can see basic data at a glance and easily explore deeper layers of detail and various perspectives that may exist among different sectors of the community.